Okay, Shalom Aleichem, everybody, and welcome. We'll continue with Siman Shin Chaf and Hilchos Shabbos, which speaks about the malacha of schita, squeezing. Now, let me just summarize how we divided the siman into categories. We started off with the last part, which is really nothing to do with schita. It has to do with tzvia, with dyeing, painting, and we discussed tzvia ba'ichlin, if there's an issue of painting and food coloring. Then we went on to discuss schita, about crushing ice, crushing snow, walking on ice on Shabbos. Then we went on to how about wiping up water, liquid, grape juice, or any liquid that's on the counter, on the table, on the floor. How do you wipe it up? Because whatever garment, whatever material you might use might get wet enough that you're going to squeeze it. And when we spoke about that halacha, we also spoke about bathing suits on Shabbos, clothing on Shabbos, walking outside on Shabbos with your coat getting wet, your jacket getting wet. Is there such a concern? And the last thing we did was we started Siman Shin Chaf from the beginning, and we spoke about the primary malacha of schita is when you extract liquid from a solid. So, and primary, the prime example, the prime isser is when you're using grapes or olives. And the reason why they are the prime example, the prime problem, because for them, those are the two fruits that their main usage, the main benefit of them is their liquid. So a person extracts or squeezes the liquid out of them, is taking the liquid out of an edible food. That is the prime issue of schita. And then we spoke about schita, it's a keli, schita with your hands, schita in your mouth. And from there we went on from grapes and olives to any other fruit or vegetable. Today we're going to concentrate. Again, I said it's going to be a shorter share. I'm in the middle of a wedding right now, so I want to cover one particular prat, lemonade. Squeezing lemons for one of two reasons. Either squeezing lemons on Shabbos because you want to make lemonade and you want to drink the lemon juice, or squeezing lemonade because you want to have lemon in tea, or you want to have lemon on your fish. The difference between the two is when you're squeezing lemonade to have lemons to have lemonade, you want the liquid. It's too close to the actual malacha of schita, where you took grapes and you squeezed out the grapes for the liquid. You took a liquid out of a solid. The same would be the lemon juice, the liquid from the lemon. What was it? That was from lemon. That's when you're making the lemon juice because you want to drink it as lemonade. When, however, you're not drinking the lemon juice as lemonade, you're squeezing the lemon so your tea should have a little lemon flavor, or your fish should have a little lemon flavor. Then it might you have the benefit that it's not extracting liquid from solid. Your extraction of the lemon from the lemon juice from the lemon is so that the fish should taste better. So it has a din, just like you're allowed to cut a food into pieces. There's different pieces from the same food. The same would be there's pieces of lemon on that would be considered taking the liquid out of the lemon. So it should be part of it used to be part of this food, the lemon. Now it's part of this food. That's not mashkin from oichel, that's oichel from oichel, which is allowed. We're going to learn about that. What's interesting about lemons in particular is lemons might be different than most of the other drinks that we have. And that is, lemons is unique, that even when you squeeze lemon juice and you make it into lemonade, nobody drinks lemonade fresh as is. It's a drink that it's only a comfortable drink when it's mixed with something. Either wine or the oil you squeeze the grape out of, you squeeze the olive, and it's oil. The purer it is, the less diluted it is, the better it is. The same is with the wine. It's fresh juice from the grape, nothing else. When it comes, however, to lemonade, lemonade has this fault that even though a lot of people like having a cup of lemonade on a cold day, but you don't drink lemon juice by itself. The lemon juice has to be mixed either with sugar or water or whatever. So it's not necessarily considered. Yeah, but it's a benefit. You don't have to drink it, but it's a benefit. The oil is a benefit as a liquid. Okay, one second. So lemonade is also something that it might not be considered a useful liquid. So there's another twist to the lemonade. So let's see how this is the final share we're going to have on the halachas of schita, and then we'll move on to the next halacha, the halacha of borer. So there might be a couple of sifim and siman shin chaf I didn't cover, so you'll learn it yourself. Today we're going to learn siman shin chaf. Start with siv vav. We covered grapes, we covered olives, we covered tusim v'yimonin, strawberries, and pomegranates. Right? Here, siv vav. Mutar lischait eshkel anavim. You're allowed to squeeze a cluster of grapes. Grapes, which is wine. Wine is a problem, right? Even wine, liquid coming out of grapes, you're allowed to, as long as you're not using the juice as a drink. If you're squeezing the cluster of grapes for the liquid, you want to have a grape flavor in your salad. If you want to have a grape flavor in the salad, so the food should taste better, you might be able to even squeeze a grape. Remember, the grape is the big no-no. Why? Shekol mashka haba la'oichel. Any liquid that gets right away put into solid food, it's not noticed as the liquid on its own. It's not like you extracted liquid from a solid. It's like it's like going from one. It's like mixing different ingredients from just like a salad has a makeup of many different ingredients make up a salad. So one of the food ingredients in the salad also has this spice. So it's not necessarily considered mashkin. Ve'ein olav shein mashka klau. You don't label it as if you extracted the liquid, and therefore harei zeh kemafrid oichel mei oichel. It's like separating food from food, which is not. It's a good 15-20 minutes. Okay. You want the keys? It's like separating food from food, cutting pieces of food. You're allowed to make a salad. You're allowed to mix different foods in this, different ingredients in the salad. So this is as long as the juice goes straight into the salad, but not squeeze and have liquid first and then mix the salad into that. You're not allowed to have a downtime when the liquid is noticed as its own. If the bowl doesn't have any salad in it, and you're first squeezing the grape, you're not allowed to squeeze the cluster of grapes into that bowl, even though that eventually you're going to put salad in there, so it's going to become part of the eichel, but because before it became part of the eichel, it was noticed as a liquid, so you squeezed mashkin, liquid, out of a salad. And that's not allowed. Even though you're eventually going to put a salad in there, and that's the real reason why you're even that you're going to put eventually salad in there, sheyechlenu imayayin zeh, so l'chayra hareze mashka ba'loicha, why not consider it like liquid that gets poured into solid food? Uka oichalu chashiv, let it be considered like different pieces of food. Nevertheless, mikol makom, nevertheless, kivan shebishas chitas hayayin, since while you squeezed the grape, while you squeezed the wine, there was no food yet in the bowl. Ein ba oichel adayin. So at that time, ein adavar nikar klau shehu ba l'sakin oichel. At that moment, you can't see the reason why you squeeze the grape is to enhance or to flavor the solid food. So therefore, asur midivrei seifrim. In other words, you realize why it's only asur with the rabbanon? In the beginning, you said the grape and the olive is the biggest no-no. The biggest no-no, and it's asur mit Torah as an extension from dush, from threshing. That's if your intention is to have liquid. Here, chachik, your intention is not to have liquid. But even though your intention is not to have liquid, being that it was noticed, or you made it noticeable at a short period of time as a liquid that just came out of the solid on Shabbos, that's not allowed. Okay, so that is, you would think that's by grapes, by olives, which are the biggest no-no, because those are items that their liquid is more important than what they come from. So the Alter Rebbe is going to go, and we're going to turn it into lemons. If you want to make lemon juice, even if you want to put lemons in your tea, could you now, Ari, could you squeeze lemon into a cup and then put the tea in there, or should you first put the tea in and then squeeze the lemon into a cup? So, and I remember the lemon will have an additional pine. The Beis Yosef said that where he lived in Egypt, then people would squeeze lemons and drink the juice as is, undiluted. So then the mashkin becomes an issue. So there's a suggestion that even if you want to do that, never squeeze lemons on its own. And even if you want the lemons in different item, okay, the fish we know, make sure it goes into the fish, make sure it goes into the salad. But if you want to have it in a tea and the tea is not ready yet, put sugar in the cup. Sugar is also considered oichel, it's not considered mashkin. And squeeze the lemon over the sugar. Squeeze the lemon over the sugar, so at least the lemon comes out into a solid food, and then it's oichel my oichel. It's not an issue. Now that's lemon. We're still not talking about a lemon. The Alter Rebbe is still talking about grapes. Comes siv zayin. V'chein, the same would be betusim v'rimonim, strawberries and pomegranates. Ukayoytze behem. The same halacha would be if you're squeezing it straight. What do you mean the same halacha? It's even greater because madach we allow you to do it by grapes and olives, which are possibly da'iraisa. Of course, we will allow you to do it if you want to have squeezed orange or squeezed grapefruit in a salad. You're allowed to make sure it goes straight into the salad. Avol shar peiros. However, if you're dealing with any other fruit, not grapes, not olives, not pomegranates or strawberries, if you're dealing with the next lower tier of an issue, even according to the most strict opinion that says that anything that people drink, any fruit or vegetable that people drink, you're not allowed to squeeze them in Shabbos, not only the four mentioned before. That's only if you're squeezing them to drink the liquid. Any item, if you're only squeezing them so there should be a dip, there should be a flavor for a certain food, it will be dipped into this drink. If it's the lowest tier of fruits or vegetables that even though there are some say that if you use it as liquid, it might be a problem, at least for this we will be more lenient. Meaning, if you're not using it for liquid, if you're using it to spice a salad, give flavor to a salad, or if you're squeezing in an orange to give flavor to a fish or whatever, this will be so permitted that you could even squeeze it alone and then pour it over the fish. Nay, shebeshas chitasam, because these are the types of fruits or vegetables. People already know while you're squeezing, yoidim hakol, that you're not squeezing it to drink the juice. This is not this is something that you squeeze to put on the fish. Shesachtam l'masek ambaychol v'loy l'shem mashke. She'ein derech klal l'sachtam l'shem mashke. By the way, one of the issues that gets brought up is when you're squeezing the lemon or whatever into tea or onto salad or onto fish, how much lemon could you squeeze? Because the whole heter here is it's not mashkin from the oichel, it's just oichel from oichel. That's not a problem. But if you're going to put so much lemon into the fish that it will be dripping with lemon, don't tell me it's oichel. I see the mashkin. So they say that it has to be limited. It can't be overflowing too much lemon. It has to be just lemasik. Says the Alter Rebbe Sivches, Simin Shin Chav Sivches. When do we apply this rule? As long as the fruit that the juice came from is also edible. The fruit is edible, and the juice coming out of it is not really made for the drink. It's usually whoever squeezes that fruit uses the drink for spice. But if there's a food item, any fruit, that it's not edible as is, then you have a much bigger problem. Why? Because then you're running into barter. Because the fruit by itself is inedible, which halachically we will call that psoilus, junk. And squeezing it and extracting juice from it to drink is bringing out the good from the bad that you're not allowed to. That way. So he's going to explain. But if it's a fruit that you're not allowed to eat, then you're not allowed to. That you cannot eat. It's inedible. Even if you're squeezing it so it should give flavor into the salad. Why? When you're squeezing a fruit that's inedible, you can't tell me I'm just mixing different foods together, food from food. Why? In that case, you're taking out the good from the bad. And even then, as Shaya said, it's definitely a bigger problem when you're taking the bad from the good. Because the malacha of Baira in the Mishkan in the samamonim, in the herbs, whatever it was, there were pebbles and schmutz, and they had to sift it and take the bad from the good. But nevertheless, there is also a concern if you do it in certain ways, even when you do the good from the bad. Commotion is bar b'simin shin hey. V'gam. So there's a problem of mefarik, and there's a problem mishum barer oichel mipsoich absoilas afilu roitzer la'achel altar. Why is this a problem? Shaya says taking the good out of the bad is not a problem. When did we allow you to remove the good from the bad? As long as you're using your hand and you're not using a utensil. If you're going to eat the food right away, Because if it's a situation, that's how you eat the food, it's derech achila, it's not derech breira. Because the normal way of eating food is, there's bones, there's skin, and how do I get to the chicken? So I take the chicken part and eat it. That's not called separating, because the way you eat, sometimes you gotta eat the good from the bad. Derech achilahu lita la'oichel biyodim min apsoilus v'lecho, and therefore einay me'ein malacha. It's nowhere like the malacha where you're sifting, getting rid of the pebbles, the schmutz from the samamonim. Avo lischot v'lecho, but to squeeze and eat what you just squeezed. Einay derech achila. That's not the way you eat. El derech malacha. That's a pure malacha. To do the schita, to eat, that's not derech achila, that's a malacha. And that's not allowed, even though you're extracting the good from the bad. But that's if it's a peiros that are einay roi la'achila.
Huh? Means things that you like for yourself, or this means
what is psoilus? You're going to learn in Berder. So because it's a very iffy line. For example, you like salami?
Yes.
You like bologna? No. You like turkey?
Yes.
So if there's a tray that has salami, bologna, and turkey, for you to take the salami and choose the salami, would that be oichel mipteich psoilus?
That's what I thought always.
Okay, so you're going to learn. I mean, you're going to learn what does it mean if you don't like. And if you have, I'll go.
This is what we have. So this means literally things that you cannot eat.
It's
not edible.
Now we're learning. When you're going to go to Berder, you'll see that anything that you don't really like could also be considered psoilus. But it's not as clear. We'll have to wait to Berder, because the fact is, because if you're going to go so far, you also have to explain why when you have a tray of gefilte fish, sliced gefilte fish, and you like the shape of one of them, or that one looks a little more juicy, could you pick that one? Or is that not? That's not? Where do you draw the line? What's Berder? Believe you me, Chaim, every time you stick your fork into a tray, you're picking that piece of potato kugel because it looks more geschmack. So is everything else considered psoilus? So you'll learn that when we get to Hilchos Berder. All right. Let's learn one more thing. Huh?
Is lemon or lime considered a fruit that's not really la'achila?
Let's go. Look at Siv Yud. Tapuchim, apples. Apples, dinam kishar peiros. Huh? I know skip test. Yeah, I ran out of the middle of a chasna. I got to go back on chasna now, so I'm going to cut it short. I want to summarize lemon juice. Okay, Siv Yud, tapuchim. Now, why do we have to know? Why is lemon juice maybe different? Because we started off with grapes. And he said even grapes you could squeeze into a salad if it goes straight into the salad. Then he said tusim v'rimoinim also. But shar peiros, what did he say about shar peiros? He says if you're squeezing it, by shar peiros, if you're squeezing it for the liquid, right? Even those who say that even shar peiros to drink is a problem, if you're squeezing shar peiros for a salad, you're allowed to do it on its own, right? Remember that in Siv Zion? There are three. He starts off with grapes and olive, and he says tusim v'rimoinim would be the same din, that you cannot let it be noticed as liquid for itself. The other ones you could allow it to be noticed for itself, because it's not normal to have it as a juice. So now comes down to Rebbe and Siv Yud. Tapuchim, apples. Dinam kishar peiros. In other words, if you want your salad to have apple juice flavor, according to what it says earlier, you could squeeze the apple into a cup and then pour the cup into the salad. Vafilu lemons. Ein dinam kitusim v'rimoinim, which you're not allowed to allow it to be noticed as liquid. Ela k'sha'ar peiros. Even lemons would be considered like apples. Shemutar l'sochtam l'tzeirech mimeyem. Afilu l'shei mashka. You could squeeze it for a drink. L'divrei hamatirim. U'l'divrei ha'oisrim mutar al kopanim l'sochtam l'tzeirech oichel. Dahainu l'tavel ha'meichel b'meimeyem v'kiyetzeba. Yeah? So he says that if you stop right now, it would be that a lemon you could squeeze into a cup. You might even be able to squeeze it as juice. That we discussed last time. If you want to, but we are more machmer to squeeze it as lemonade. You shouldn't, right? But to squeeze it to have lemon juice to pour in a salad, it's for sure not a problem. It's like it's like the shar peiros. 1 second. Don't stop it because he's going to tell you to be machmer. And even though, even though in the places where they have a lot of lemons, what do? They make lemon juice. What is lemonade? What do they say when God sends lemons? You make lemonade, right? So if a guy has a lot of lemons, he's going to make lemonade. And he's going to drink it as a juice. So the chayra, it should be the same as tusim v'rimoinim. And if it's the same as tusim v'rimoinim, you shouldn't allow it to ever to be noticed as liquid. The best way you could use lemon juice is if it goes straight into the fish. Says the Alter Rebbe, ein dinam ketusim v'rimoinim b'shvil kach. Nevertheless, it doesn't have the same halacha of tusim v'rimoinim. Afilu ba'osim mekaymes, even in those places where a lot of people make lemonade, because they don't drink it, they don't make the liquid. Even take today, what do people make lemon juice for? Lemon juice. Those who use lemons and make it into liquid to make it to lemon juice, those bottled lemon juice, nobody drinks as lemon juice. You use the lemon juice to put it into eichel. So it's really not made for mashke. And even those who do drink lemon juice and squeeze it into water, lishtois, mutar, for another reason. Because even those who drink lemonade don't drink non-diluted lemonade. Lemon juice is you only drink it if it's mixed with water. It's mixed with sugar. So it does not have a din of mashkin. Mutar. Kivan she'ein derech l'shleistem levadam im noyegam l'soichtem l'teichmai. Kivan m'kol makim. So until now he says there shouldn't be any concern with squeezing lemons in a cup if you're pouring it over the salad. Umikol makim, nevertheless, noyagim l'soichtem l'teichmayim. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm skipping. Nevertheless, you hear me? The divrei ha'oisrim l'schei shar peiros l'tzoich meimeim l'shem mashka. Those who don't allow to squeeze any fruit if you're going to use it as a drink, asur l'schei b'shabes lemons or shar peiros l'tzoich mayim or shar mashkin l'shtois l'fish amru. So the summary is like this. To squeeze a lemon as freestanding lemon juice, no, you shouldn't. Because that's mashka coming out of the oichel and you're using it as a mashka. You're going to mix it with water. So first let it go. If it would go into water, might be easier. And even that, the Alter Rebbe says, don't do that. Because when you're doing the juice into liquid, then it's mashkin, lemon juice, going into liquid. And that we don't find a heter. We find a oichel going into oichel, not mashkin going into oichel.